What's up, Mecha fans, and welcome back to the channel. Now, it feels like it's been a while since I've actually done a proper on-camera video, but today I'm going to be going over everything I bought last weekend at MCM Comic Con down in London. But before I dive into all of that, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are a fan of Mecha anime content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also, head on down to the comments section below if you went to MCM last week, or if you've ever been before. Then let me know what you did pick up, or if you've picked up any other kind of Gundam related stuff recently. Let me know all that down in the comment section below. Alright, so without further ado, let us dive into things. Now, I'm actually going to start out with the signed stuff that I got. Now, just as like a heads up, this is not all Gundam stuff. There is some Gundam stuff in here, and quite a bit of it is Gundam, because that is the stuff that I'm excited about and I wanted to buy. But there is some other stuff here which is not Gundam related whatsoever. So I will start out with the signed bits. Now, I'm actually going to start with a couple of Funko Pops that I got signed. Now, both these are from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. It's a franchise that I really love. I'm playing a lot of Sonic Racing Crossworlds recently, and I'm really loving that game. There's a couple of voice actors there, Pete Capella and also Jason Griffith. Jason Griffith, probably most people will know more so, because he's like the voice of Sonic, Shadow, and also Jet the Hawk. So he voices quite a few characters, or did voice quite a few characters in the franchise. But I'll kick things off with this. So I did get a signed Silver the Hedgehog Funko Pop by Pete Capella. Now, as you can see, it's got the £22 price tags. That's how much the Funko Pop did cost me. This is a little bit of an older pop, so I didn't mind paying this much at the convention for it. But yeah, this is actually in a protector, so this does not have the £22 symbol over the signed stuff. But yeah, like he went above and beyond, and like Pete was like a really nice guy. I spent a lot of time with him, at least in terms of like how much time you'd usually spend with people at conventions, like when you're getting signings. I was with him for like way over 5 minutes, which yeah, again, it's quite a long time for these kind of things. But yeah, super nice guy. Kind of went above and beyond on the signature. Like you can kind of see these use like multiple colors on it. Even did quote on the side, which was awesome, which usually you do have to pay for the quotes, but like he just said like, hey, what's your favorite quote from Silver? And I was like, I don't know, but I got to go with the usual, probably the most iconic one, it's no use, which is, very much a memed line, but for a good reason, I guess. So again, as you can see, he did it in like a sort of bubble drawing. So again, he just went like above and beyond in like making this look really cool. So yeah, I'm very excited like about having this Funko Pop signed. And yeah, I think in terms of just the look of it and how much like effort was put into like the whole signing process, definitely one of my favorites that I do own. I also did meet Jason Griffith. Now, I didn't actually get Sonic or Shadow Funko Pop signed by him because I'm going down to Sonic Con this coming weekend. Actually, like probably as of this video coming out, I'll be going down tomorrow, and I'll be meeting the original voice actors for Sonic and Shadow and getting Funko Pop signed by them. So I did actually go with what Jason Griffith kind of like is. Like he was the first person to voice his character, which is Jet Hawk, of course, from the Sonic Riders series, and then also was in Sonic Racing Crossworlds as well. So got it signed by him, and I can see like this camera, it does not want to focus on this, which yeah, sorry for you guys like seeing this going in and out of focus, but yeah, I did get a Funko Pop signed of Jet Hawk from Sonic franchise. As you can see, even did put a quote on the side, shut your beak. I don't even know if that's actually a quote from Jet, to be honest. Like, I'm not super familiar with like quotes of Jet the Hawk. Like he's obviously not the most iconic character in Sonic, but I do like him enough, and I did kind of grow up a little bit with Sonic Riders. That was one of like the Sonic games I did play on the original Xbox, along with like Sonic Heroes. Those were like the two that come to mind when I think of like the games that I do distinctly remember playing. I just don't remember a whole lot from Sonic Riders, but it is a part of my childhood in many ways, so it was very cool to meet him, and yeah, really nice guy. I did wait quite a while for the signature, because his queue was fairly long. Again, he did voice Sonic and Shadow, like the two most iconic and beloved characters probably in the franchise, so it completely makes sense why his line was really long, and he was spending quite a bit of time with people, which I have absolutely no problem with. If the line is taking that long for that very reason, I'm totally fine with waiting. And again, really nice guy. Both of them really great. Next up, though, I did get a couple of Final Fantasy VII Remake things signed. Now, again, I'm a really big fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake, the, I guess, duology. We've got a remake and rebirth, and I do love the original game as well. But yeah, there's quite a few voice actors of the characters from Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I knew I 100% wanted to meet them, get something signed by them. But first off, I actually got this sign. Now, this is, I guess, kind of the artwork that they're going for the upcoming like Xbox slash Switch release of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. And this, as you can see at the bottom, It's actually signed by the director of Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, Naoki Hamaguchi. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. But yeah, I'm just gonna call him Hamaguchi-san. So yeah, really quick meeting with him. Of course, like he's Japanese, so you can't really converse properly. There was a translator there, but yeah, so I got this signed by him. Which was not my intention really. He was just kind of like had bunch of those and was signing them all, but I actually wanted him to sign this thing, which is what I also got signed by a bunch of the voice actors as well. So this is a really cool artwork by Quirkalicious, who, yeah, I love his art, and I've actually got a couple more posters to show off that are done by him, not signed, but I'll show them off anyway, and they are actually Gundam things. But yeah, so as you can see, we got a signature for him there. We've also got a signature from John Eric Bentley, who voices Barrett. Signature from Britt Barron, who voices Tifa. And then at the bottom there, got a signature from Brianna White, who voices Aerith in the game. Now, again, I'm a really big fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake in particular. I do like Rebirth quite a bit, but I liked Remake more. I think with Rebirth, there was obviously it goes larger in scale and the whole like open world essence of it. Not really usually my type of game. I'm not the biggest fan of like the big open world kind of games because they're just, I don't know, they're usually a bit much for me, and they almost like scare me because like there's so much you can do in the games. But yeah, like Remake, I absolutely love Remake, and I think Rebirth is also fantastic as well. I just like Rebirth. Sorry, I like Remake just a little bit more. Next up, a non-signed thing. Got a Predator Badlands poster because they did actually go to the panel, which was really cool. They showed like the first 20 minutes of the film. Unfortunately, the audio was outsynced by like 3 seconds, so kind of tainted the experience a little bit from what I did see and the sound of it and all that. If it was all synced up well, I can imagine it's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, again, like I really did enjoy those first 20 minutes, and the panel was great. Just like hearing from the director, some of the cast as well. Awesome stuff. Next up, though, let us move on to the final 2 pieces of artwork. These are not signed, but these are both Gundam, so, most people watching this channel will be more excited about these things than the other things I've just shown off. But we'll start off with this one. So this is what is called the White Devil poster. Of course, you've got, like, the new Gundam, you've got the RX-78 up here, and then you've got Amuro in the back there, and you've actually got, kind of look in the corner, you've got half of Lala there. But yeah, like I've seen this guy's artwork for ages. He's never really, I mean, I think he has been to the UK for a convention, but last time was like almost a decade ago, so it's been a while. So I've always considered buying these, but the fact that he was coming to the UK for a convention, I was like, I got to get them here. So again, we've got the White Devil here. This looks fantastic. Really can't wait to get it up. Like, it's a great quality poster, but the art is fantastic as well. We've also, of course, to go along with it, got the red comic, which has got Shah in the corner thing up here. We've got his Zaku 2 there, and then we've got the Sazabi down here, and as you can see, we got the second half of Lala there. So my intention is, just accidentally not the mic. My intention is to get like an 18 by 24 inch frame to put both these in, because they are 12 by 18 inch each. Gonna like kind of slap them side by side, put them in one frame. I think it's gonna look awesome, and I'm very, very excited for it. Now let's move on to some other bits and pieces. Now I do have some Gunpla, which I will show last, but there are a couple of like other little Gundam extra bits kind of in here that I do want to show off too. I'm actually going to start off with the card game stuff that I bought. Now, first up, got this for free, which I don't know how much you have to spend at the Bandai store, or the Bandai, big store thing within MCM. But however much I did spend, which was like over 200 quid, I did end up getting this. So this is a resource card of Hiro Yui and the wing. I don't know whether it's the wings here. I think it's just the wing. But yeah, pretty cool. And then this is like one of those gift with purchase kind of things that you get. So I don't think there's any other way of getting it, really. It's been available like other conventions, I think, with when you made purchases, but it's the first time I've come across it. So I was like, cool, thank you, free, awesome. Next up, in terms of the card game stuff, I did get a booster box of Dual Impact, which is the second lot of booster decks, booster cards, whatever, GDO2 is called. So yeah, there's, what, 130 plus 13 cards. Oh, here we go. 24 packs. So yeah, 24 packs is 12 cards in each. What's this? 12 plus 1 cards. Don't really know what that means, but anyway. So I will be unboxing this on camera at some point pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that, and hopefully get some good stuff. I'm really excited for this one because it's got like, it's got G-Quotes, it's got Zeta, It's got a bit of wing still. It's got afterwar Gundam X as well, and I think that's it. Oh, it's also got Iron Blooded Orphans as well, which I am actually watching at the moment. So stay tuned for a review coming soon on that. I'm trying to look at this and see if there's anything else. So yeah, in fact, if I quickly show off the box, obviously you got Babtos there for Iron Blooded Orphans. You got the Zeta Gundam there, and then you do have the G-Quicks up front. So you definitely get those three in there, and I know that Afterwar is also included and a bit of wing. Whether there's anything else, I'm not 100% sure. Next up, though, another Gundam card game bit, which I didn't actually pick up from MCM, but I'm just going to show it off here anyway. We've got the brand new starter deck, which is ST06, the Clan Unity starter deck, aka the G-Book starter deck. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the, I think it's called Iron Bloom or whatever, the Iron Blooded Dolphin starter deck. For some reason, Bandai have just done an awful job at distributing that, where my local card game store, they only got enough in to be able to do like the event thing they were hosting. Unfortunately, I didn't go to that event. I don't think I could anyway. I think like I had other stuff on. So yeah, unfortunately, I've missed out on that. But hopefully, it gets like a restock down the line. I was hoping that maybe they would have had it at the Gundam-based pop-up store. They didn't, which really sucks. So yeah, for some reason, it's really difficult to get a hold of that one. But I'm happy that I've got this one. So now I own like all the Gundam card game stuff, like especially in terms of start decks, aside from the Iron Blooded Orphans one, which eventually I will get. I'm promising myself that eventually I will track that thing down. Next up, though, another thing that I actually picked up from the Bandai store at MCM, they actually had some Street G stuff. So for those who don't know what Street G is, it's essentially like a clothing line, I guess, that they've got in Japan at most of the Gundam bases and Bandai stores. That, yeah, is essentially like a line of Gundam clothing. So they did have some stuff there, including some t-shirts, and I did pick up one. Now, this is the Destiny Spec 2, Destiny Spec 2 from Seed Freedom. They did have this. They had a Mighty Strike Freedom t-shirt, Infinite Justice Type 2 t-shirt. They had a Zaku 2 t-shirt, Arik 78 2 t-shirt. I think they had another one. They also had some really cool like bomber jackets as well, but they were like 250 quid, and I was like, I can't spend that much on a jacket. It was far too much. Like, I think they were maybe I don't know whether they were appropriately priced. Maybe they were a little bit of a rip-off in the grand scheme of things, but they were very cool. I did try one on, and none of them really fit me, like, well enough where I could be like, yeah, like, this is a perfect fit for me, and I want to throw down £200 on this. Yeah, I couldn't warrant doing it, so I didn't get it, but I did get a t-shirt. And actually, on the topic of Street G, not only do they have clothing, but they also have, like, other little bits of accessories, including pins. And I did get a set of pins. So I got the Seed set of pins. Now, they did have, like, this set. They had the set of, like, the original 3 Alternate Universe Gundam series, which is, like, Wing. What does it go? G Gundam, Wing, and then Afterworld Gundam X. And then they had, like, the original UC stuff. So they had, like, the Mobile Suit Gundam, Zeta Gundam, and then Char's Counterattack. Now, you guys know I love Seed. I kind of wish I'd bought the UC ones instead of these, only for the reason that every logo is practically the same. Like, you look at this, especially the Seed Destiny and Seed Freedom, like, they're borderline the same logo. They don't really look a whole lot different from one another. So I kind of wish that I'd gone with the UC ones. To be honest, I probably should have just bought all of them, but I didn't, and I just picked up the Seed ones. But yeah, very cool. So I've got a set of, like, Seed pins now from Street G. So yeah, that is that. Now I'll move on to something that isn't Gundam related, but is actually Mecha related. I did pick up the first volume of the Snowball Earth manga. Now, for those that aren't aware of this, this is actually getting an anime adaptation in 2026. I don't know whether there's a date for it yet, but I am tempted to say it's set to come out in winter. It's either going to be winter or spring. I think it's going to be winter. Winter would make the most sense. Like, it's called Snowball Earth. It takes place essentially on like a full ice age type of planet, like post-apocalyptic in a way. But yeah, this is actually a mecha series. It's one of really the few like mecha mangas that is, was from Viz, so it's, it's largely distributed in a way. So yeah, you don't get a whole lot of mecha manga. So I thought, let's see what this thing is all about. It sounds pretty cool. I like the concept of it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to give this a read before the anime comes out, just to kind of familiarize myself with like what this series actually is. So again, expect some content in the future surrounding that, just to kind of talk about it before the anime does air. And when the anime does air, I will probably talk about that as well. Next up, what am I going to go with? So I actually picked up like a couple of U2's figures. Now, for those that aren't familiar with U2's, they are, you know, essentially like a line of um collectible like statue type figurines. To me, they're kind of a more like a cooler version of Funko Pops, but they're also far more expensive than Funko Pops. They've just got a bit more character to them. Like I think Funko have done like a good job of kind of making Funko Pops look a little bit cooler in more recent years. But I do like the U2s. They're just quite expensive because they're like £30 per figure, whereas Funko Pop's like 10 to 15. But anyway, I picked up a couple of them. These ones that I've been eyeing up for quite a while anyway. So both PlayStation related ones. We've got the here we go, the Astrobot one, and then Kratos from God of War Ragnarok. So I will actually be taking these out of box because they do look a lot cooler out of box. Like they got, you know, really cool. Kind of see with this Kratos one, you got like smoke, dust coming up from the ground. Just a very cool pose. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting these out of box and then placing them next to each other. I maybe should have got the Kratos one signed because Christopher Judge was there, the voice of Kratos in God of War and God of War Ragnarok, but I just didn't end up meeting him. There was just a lot that I was trying to do like in those 3 days, which I just got to like mention this. I think MCM is one of the few conventions where I've been to where I actually think it warrants being like 3 days long, because there's other conventions around where they're either on for the whole weekend or they're on for 3 days, and there's just not enough there to warrant that amount of time. I think that MCM, honestly, I could sometimes do with 4 days for it. I don't know whether I'd cope with 4 days of walking around and standing and all that kind of stuff. It'd get very tiring. But I think the amount that's there, there's definitely 4 days worth of stuff there, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, moving on. I did pick up one Gashpon this time. Now, in the past, I picked up quite a few Gashpons, but this time there wasn't really anything that stood out to me as like, yeah, I want to spend my money on that. But I did get this. So it's actually like a little, not a mochi, but a macaroon. So this is Rengoku from Demon Slayer. Really big fan of Demon Slayer, and yeah, again, like it's a mystery one, so you don't know what you're gonna get. My preference would have been Rengoku, and I got Rengoku from the ones that were available within this particular series. And then last of these, like other little bits before we move on to the Gunpla, I did pick up one of these. So these are from Mighty Jaxx, which have done kind of like the half skeletal figures before for like One Piece and like My Little Pony stuff. So yeah, they do pretty good like collectible stuff. But yeah, this is a Ninja Turtles one, so it's like if I kind of move on to the side, you can see all the different ones that you get, but it's like kind of pixelated arcade look. So we're actually going to rip this one open and hope that we get one of the turtles. Now there's like Bebop and Rocksteady. There's also a Shredder one, which yeah, it's supposed to be a mystery, but it's evidently Shredder. Like this bottom one here, like that. Come on, like who else is it going to be? Why would you not have Shredder in there? So yeah, that one's definitely Shredder. So I wouldn't mind if I got Shredder, but I do just want one of the turtles, preferably Leo, one with the blue bandana. But you know what? I will. I'll take what I get, whatever I get. So what do we get? So that show Bebop. No, one of the ones I didn't want. I'm assuming it's Bebop anyway, based on what that card is. You guys can see, and yes, it is Bebop. There we go. It's very cool though. I got to be honest. Like I like the look of this figure. So yeah, I might have to pick up some more of these, which is probably not a good sign that I've already opened one and I'm like, hey, let's pick up more, because the Mighty Jaxx blind boxes are not like cheap blind boxes. They're like £15, which yeah, like blind boxes are wild nowadays. Like it used to be like back in the day for me, like a blind box was kind of like the Lego minifigures and they'd be like £2-3. But now you're paying like £15 for something you don't even know what it's going to be. So, kind of wild. I don't like that at all, to be honest. But, what are we going to do? People still buy them. Like, especially, like your Pop Mart kind of blind boxes, your Labubu's and shit like that. They're expensive. Like, they're, we're bordering on like £20. regular figure kind of price for something when you don't even know what you're going to get, and you might actually just get something you've already got. But considering that I've never bought any before, this one, it's one that I don't have, and if I can actually get this in, that does not look right. So I think that's in. I don't really know. But yeah, honestly, cool figure though. I think for £15, I'd maybe say worth it. I don't know though. But again, this is wouldn't have been my top choice, but at the same time, I don't think it would be my bottom choice either. I actually think they all look pretty cool, but again, I would have liked a turtle because, it's Ninja Turtles. You want the turtle, you don't really want the villains. Finally, though, let's actually move on to the stuff that you guys are probably here for, and that is the Gunpla. Again, I did pick up a fair few. I got to be honest, I think I was pretty tame in terms of what I picked up because there was a lot there that I could have bought, but I decided to keep it a little bit more low-key and go for the stuff that I knew I actually wanted and knew that even if they weren't like exclusive or whatever, I would still buy them, like that kind of stuff. Because sometimes, like, I know from personal experience, I'm sure you guys do as well, sometimes you pick things up just because they are exclusive or limited edition or whatever, and in like a context of if they weren't limited edition or exclusive, you probably wouldn't buy them. And I know I do that quite a lot, but I tried to stray away from that this time. However, there is still some exclusive stuff that I did pick up, but it's because I really liked it anyway and would have bought it even if it wasn't exclusive. First up, got another clear color Harrow. This is the class of shooting orange. Basically, it's an orange clear color Harrow. I do have quite a few clear color Harrows already. Anytime there's like Harrows around, I tend to like try and buy them because, yeah, like they're just easy, fun builds, and I think they go nicely alongside each other. So yeah, I'm building up a bit of a Harrow collection, and that is another addition to that. Another addition to that as well is one that I actually wanted at last year's MCM that took place in October as well. But unfortunately, it had either sold out or they just never got stock of it in the first place, even though they said it was going to be an exclusive. And that is the clear color Momo Haru. Essentially, this is a pink one with cat ears. It's pretty cool. So I was like, yeah, I knew I wanted to get this because I wanted to get it last year and I couldn't. So, of course, because they had it this year, I did get it this year. And I really liked Bandai's booth this year because it was an actual store that you could go in rather than kind of going up to the counter and asking, can I have like this, this, and this? I thought that was a better way of doing it. I thought it was a cooler way of doing it. You kind of got more time to look around and actually look at the kits and such and decide whether you did want them. So I liked that a lot more, to be honest. Even though there was sometimes a little bit of a queue to get in, it was never too bad. Next up, though, and essentially the last thing I picked up from the Bandai store. Now, I didn't actually pick up a whole lot from in there. Well, I did because I bought like some of the Gundam card game stuff as well. But in terms of kits, it was all smaller stuff. And then last, but certainly not least, this was the one I was definitely most excited for. This is the Gunpla Theatre Image Color, which, is essentially like based off the Mobile Suit Gundam 1 poster. It's kind of like a metallic, shiny blue color. In actuality, it's not really... It looks really cool on here. It doesn't look quite as cool in actuality. It's essentially just blue with bits of red. But it does still look cool. You can kind of see it here. Again, not as cool looking as it does on this artwork, but you were never going to get it that way unless you do some customizing. As a standard straight build, it's never going to look as cool as that. But I still like it. I still think it looks cool. And I do love the posters for the original Mobile Suit Gundam trilogy. And Zeta's got like a similar one as well. This kind of like cream colored background with blue smoke. I think it looks really cool. Very like classic movie poster, hand drawn kind of look. I always love that style. Watercolor in a way. And yeah, that's very cool. So I'm very excited to build that. I don't actually have a Gunpla, so it's nice to finally have one. Next, though, let's move on to the standard, like bigger kits, all the high grade stuff, and actually one real grade that I did buy. Starting off, I did pick up the Blazing Gundam from Gundam Breaker Battlelog. Now, this is one that I've like wanted for a while, basically since I watched Gundam Breaker Battlelog, which I don't think is the most amazing thing ever, but there's some suit designs in there that I like, including this one and then the Helios Gundam. Those are like the two that I want. All the others I can kind of pass up on, to be honest. But yeah, the Blazing Gundam always was very, very cool to me. Of course, it's like based off kind of the, not the Shining Gundam, but I think it's called the Rising Gundam from G Gundam, should I say. So yeah, it's kind of based off that. Very, very cool looking. So yeah, excited to build this one. And yeah, like again, it's one that I eyed up. I saw it was at one of the stalls of the Dark Sphere stall at the con. So I decided, yep, I'm going to get it here. And so I did. So I bought it. Next up, though, we've got a couple of G-Quix kits, which one of these I've needed to get been eyeing up for a while, and it was actually kind of difficult to get at the con, but I did find it at a very unexpected place. But that is the Red Gundam from G-Quix. Of course, like was kind of like a must-buy at some point, but it wasn't like my top want priority. Even though I do really like the suit design, there were other G-Quix kits that took my fancy a little bit more. But I knew that I was going to buy this at some point because, again, like, even though I've just said like it wasn't my top one, it was still very much a one. So I did try to get this at the MCM stall itself. They didn't have any in. I checked a couple of other places, including Rivals Corner. They'd sold out of them as well. So obviously it's been a pretty popular kit. I actually found this at the Traveling Man store, which I wasn't expecting, and that's where I bought the Snowball Earth Manga volume, which I was just going to get that. Again, I didn't necessarily even go in for that, but I just kind of looked around and saw it. And then I found this one as well. And, you know, £25 is the standard price, so it wasn't like, you know, price gauged or anything like that. It was reasonably priced, so I was like, let me get it here. Let me get it here. So I have that now, and that is one that I will be building quite soon, probably as well. On the same topic of G-Quirks, got this one from Rivals Corner, the next one that we'll talk about. We've got the light type gun cannon. Shout out to Dennis for actually saving one of these back. He did get this like on the final day. He actually got like some stock on the Saturday and then brought this in for the Sunday. So he did save me one of these back. So I did get this because I knew like I wanted it. I love this suit design. It is absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to build it. I've seen it quite a few times in person at like the Gundam base. I know that like I saw it at Day of the Gundam back in July or June, whenever that was. And then also I did see it at MCM because they had that had it on display there, along with like the Dom and also like the white Gundam and the standard green Zaku as well. So they had a lot of cool stuff on display there, which is not available just yet. But yeah, so I got the light cannon, very excited. Oh, light type gun cannon, white cannon, whatever they call it. So I'm very excited to build that one as well. And then last but certainly not least, we picked up the big one, the real grade Shining Gundam. Again, like this is one that I knew I was going to get at some point, and I kind of went into this con thinking buy stuff that I know that I actually want and have been eyeing up, rather than the exciting stuff that kind of pops out. Not to say that the real grade Shining Gundam is not exciting, because it very much is, but also it's like sometimes you go for like the limited edition stuff when in actuality you should be going for the stuff that you actually really do want. And Shining Gundam Real Grade was definitely one of those. So yeah, I did pick that up again from Rivals Corner. Really, really cool. And yeah, can't wait to build like this, the lights out, all these kits. Can't wait to build them. There we have it, though. That is everything that I picked up from MCM Comic Con London this past weekend. Before I get out there, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are a fan of Mecha anime content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also, like I said earlier, head on down to the comment section below. If you went to the convention, let me know what you bought, or if you bought any other Gundam related stuff recently, let me know all that down in the comment section below. Also, I do have a bit of a tour of Bandai's booth, a couple of shots of various Gunpla displays, stuff within the store that they had. So if you want to go check out this video, I will leave it linked at the end of this video. Thank you once again for tuning into Mecha Chat today. I'll see you guys next time.